and all of that. And okay, no, it was a message I was listening to, and the apostle was talking about food and how that cooking is not just the physical activities you see in the kitchen with the foodstuffs and all of that. He says cooking is beyond what we see. Cooking has a lot of things it works in us, patience, endurance, and all of that. So she was talking, and then when she said all of that, both of us now started talking about, imagine, okay, the pastor said something. She said she fears people that cannot cook, especially a woman that cannot cook. She fears them. She doesn't want to have anything to do with them. And the lady says, the person, I was the one playing the message, so the person by my side said, in this age, you don't need to know how to cook as a lady now. You just hire chef. I say, hire chef. I say, hire chef. She say, yes. Now you just hire chef, mama. You just have money, hire chef. Chef will cook all the things you want to cook. I say, foolishness. Foolishness is one for your living. I say, hire chef. I say, see, I can hire chef. I can if I have the money to. But, you see, the skills you learn is not necessarily for you to use. I was telling her. When you learn to cook, it doesn't mean you should cook. You can learn to cook and not end up cooking in your husband's house. But you see, your daughter, who will she learn from if you don't know how to cook? You go to cooking school, Gen Z, answer me now. You go cooking school. That is why the chef in the cooking school will rape your daughter, you will not know. Oh, you hire chef. That is why the chef will be in your house. You go cook food, you go eat your food, you go sleep with your daughter. Because when you no go there to cook, because you don't know how to cook, your daughter dey hungry. She no go come meet you for food. She go meet chef. Chef, I'm hungry. And they say, oh yeah, stay by me. Let's cook together. You are crossing your leg, madam, or that wife in your room. You are eating. Why they are destroying your children downstairs? As you know, one learner now. I said it's both ways. You run away from God's discipline, the devil will discipline you. You don't want to sit down and learn how to cook. Who will teach your children now? You can't hire chef. Where maybe say now all those kind of chefs. There's this movie I watched there when I was growing up. Something housemaid. She dey cook different kind of variety, fried egg and soup. You know those kind of chef. When they won't come use your kitchen, do experiment. All the fantasies in their head, they will experiment for your stomach. Now let you go eat purge. Only you go do it. Eat purge. You close by 7:30, please. Only you go eat purge. We had to do revelations and all of that, everybody. So it took time. Alright? So only you go eat purge. Because you don't even know what the person they put for your kitchen. You don't have to cook now. So you don't even know how it should taste. Or even if you know how it should taste, you don't even know how the preparation goes. Have you seen your mother? Okay, I know you have seen movies. Let's say in your house, but you have seen movies where there's a kingdom and there is a queen, and in the palace there are servants that cook. True of us. But if you see a queen that knows how to cook in her home, what does she do? She goes to the kitchen. She does not cook, but she's looking at the ingredients. She's looking at everything the way they prepared it. She's looking at the hygiene of what is being prepared. She knows exactly what is being served to her people. Maybe she cook them, but because she has the knowledge, she's able to organize and manage. You don't have the knowledge, you cannot even know how to manage. I cannot be an effective pastor to lead you if I was not an effective member. I hope you don't know that. There are some things you learn, not because you will do them. I was telling her, you learn them because you are going to be a manager. You are going to, because how do you get to manage your home when you don't know how to do basic things? You don't know how to clean. How do you know when somebody is cleaning perfectly? Oh no, I will look at it. I'll just look at it. If everywhere is sparkling, it's clean. I'll just look at it. I use my eyes. Use my eyes. It's fine. Just use my eyes. Mm. Then the food, I'll just taste it. If it's nice, no problem. That's why they collect some of their husbands. Beyond their children, some of them, the chef, they collect their husband now. Yeah, they look like they don't know wetin dey happen. The road to a man's stomach is where? Oh, sorry, the road to the man's heart is where? Is what? You want to know how true is that? Don't learn how to cook for your husband. And watch it play in your house. The man dey chop good food. It dey sweet you to see your husband dey enjoy another woman food. Don't worry. Aunty, they know how the devil will just package it. They just give you 2 weeks. Your job or your company or your business will just grow. You just go China. 2 weeks. You don't even need, 1 week is enough. 1 week is enough to enter your husband's bed. 1 week. For person wey sabi cook, wey sabi arrange the food in and out. Yeah. So don't learn how to cook. They don't want to learn how to cook. Don't learn. Now that is not to say that even when you know how to cook, these things are not going to happen. But what I'm saying is, training is important. Some things you are allowed at the moment, you might not see the need for them. But I can guarantee you that if you learn that skill, in the future, you will thank God you have it. You have the knowledge. Not necessarily because you are going to use it, but in the future, somehow. It's just like, I studied agriculture. When they gave me the course to study, I went to study something related to medicine, and they don't give me. So, and I opted for supplementary, whatever. They now gave me, even the thing I put for supplementary for nobody they give me. They gave me crop science and biotechnology for 1 or 2 years. I was not proud of my course. Anybody who asked me how they study, I would just tell them law. Or just call one course. Until one day, God just sit me down and say, I brought you here for a reason. As much as it is here for you to go to school, it's beyond the schooling. Embrace the course, learn it. You will need it in the future. So I opened my heart to it towards 300 level, and I started being proud of my course and all of that. I started learning. That's even when I started learning. First year, second year, I was just a normal smart girl, so I was there in the average. I for come out first class. Even though I start liking the course from year one, I for come out first class. I was waiting put me for second class upper now. Now first year. As I now, no whether I read or not, I go sure I know wetin to write. Somehow, I just write. So it just carry me, they go there. So my second year, my first year result was 2-2. Second year 2-1 like that. That's how I ended up with 2-1 upper. Very close, almost close to first class. Because I wasn't liking my course. But that's not why I was telling the story. What I was telling the story is that eventually, while I started learning the course and everything, I was as a pastor on campus, I was really through scriptures, and most of the ways God teaches me is through plants. Some of the revelations I get from scripture, I will just get them through God using plants, the thing that I study. They will start relating it for me. So as it is like this in the life of tree, plant, seed, the circles, that's how it is in the spirit. I started realizing that the revelations I get mostly from scriptures are related to the course I studied. And he says, that's why I took you there. So I can easily put my revelation in you in a way that only you can access. So sometimes you think say you go school for BSc sake, but there is a lot more to it than what you can see now. Sometimes you think the job you are doing right now is just so that you can put money in your pocket. But there is a lot more than what God is doing that you cannot basically see now. But in the future, you will look back and say, if I did not do that business I'm doing, if I did not study that course, if I did not do XYZ, I might not have an answer, or I might not know what to do now. So, back to my teaching. You can only be disciplined if you allow discipline. And I'm going to close there. The scripture says, later on, it yields the fruit of peace and righteousness to those who have been trained by it. God instills discipline. You are trained by it when you receive it. Your pastor instills discipline. You are trained by it when you receive it. I said to them, discipline cannot be enforced. Discipline is only received. When you don't receive discipline, it doesn't profit you peace and righteousness. What you get when you are disciplined is embarrassment, insult. That's why your pastor will talk to you. He will say, Ma, is it because of XYZ you are talking to me like that? You will say, Sir, who are you? Or you even say behind them, who is that pastor to think that he can talk down on me? What you are doing is rejecting discipline. And in the end, you are disciplined. But because you don't receive it, you will not have peace and righteousness later on. And including those ones you think you don't deserve. You know, sometimes we say, I understand when you discipline me about other things, so but you see this one like this, I'm not at fault. It feels like you are the one at fault. Have you been there? Oh, my mother. God bless my mother. I love my mother so much. My mother do me shaggy. Wetin I do oh, wetin my siblings do oh, wetin strangers come do, wetin I no even know who do am, dem go beat me for am. Eventually, I am standing here today because I went through those. I am. No matter you look at me and say, train your younger ones the way I've trained you. She go send them come my house. When I complain, I say, why are these people behaving like this? Why are you not training them the way you train me? Say, that's why I invested in training you so that you train them. I don't look at that and say, I get my pikin. Show your children. Train them because you are the one that will live with them. They disturb me too much, send them back to you. Reap the fruit of your labor. But what am I saying? What I'm saying is, even the ones you think you are undeserving of. You know David? David didn't deserve to be left in the wilderness by his father. True or false? He was the last born. His father just dumped him in the wilderness, a cattle for his sheep. He wasn't even recognized as one of the sons. How do I know? When Prophet Samuel came and said, bring all your sons, God is about to choose a king. They don't remember David. But he was faithful, taking care of his father's sheep. Even though it was not what he deserved, even though he didn't like the fact that he was neglected, even though that place was a place where he was faced with wild animals, lion dey inside where him papa sent 12 years old boy, bear dey inside where him papa sent pikin make go dey take care of this thing. David stayed there. Some of us go say, no, wicked father, I'd rather go and stay with my uncle. That is why you will not have peace in your life. Yes. Because in fact, the discipline that works more is the one that you don't deserve. Did you hear me? That one that you think you don't deserve is actually the ones that God likes to use. That's the one God likes to use. Did Jesus deserve dying on the cross? Charles, did Jesus deserve dying on the cross? No. Did he die on the cross for the sins he committed? But what brought salvation to mankind? A man died for what he didn't deserve. What will bring your salvation is a discipline that you didn't call for. The discipline your actions didn't even warrant. The discipline that you thought was too grievous, and was too embarrassing, and was too insulting, and was too painful for your flesh. That's the one that produces fruits of peace and righteousness. So if I were you, I would sit down, get the discipline, because in the future, I will be grateful I did. Our man of God will always tell you, so let's rise to our feet. When his father passed on, he went to be with his auntie who disciplined. You know when they discipline. In fact, the auntie is disciplined. Pastor went through discipline. He went through serious discipline. And when he's done being beaten for what he probably didn't do, he will be told to write apology letter apologizing for what he did not do. Have you been there? They said they find meat for pots. No be you take meat. Dem beat you. The person wey take meat sef fit dey for bag dey do you. Dem beat you. They can't tell you say make you write letter of apology. Say you are sorry for taking the meat. Yes, that's the kind of discipline he went through. Guess what? It was part of the preparation for who he is today. You, you like thunder fire you. And you go back to my mother, you go carry your bag, come out. After all, you are just my auntie, wicked auntie, you go just come out. Come out, that's why you go end up with lack of peace in your marriage, lack of righteousness, with kids that don't know God, that will frustrate your life. You end up with a lot of stuff. Why? You ran away from discipline. Do not be like Elimelech in the book of Ruth. I taught them on Tuesday, who ran away from Canaan because of God's discipline and went to Moab with his wife and sons. What he faced there was death and the end of his lineage. Elimelech and his two sons died in a strange land because he ran away from Canaan that was punished by God for leaving him for a while. And I told them, I said, while Elimelech carried his wife and went to a place where there was food, the people that stayed in Canaan in the time of famine, Naomi came back empty to meet them. In fact, while she was in Moab, she started hearing testimonies of how God has preserved them and has answered their prayers and has returned rain to the land. And now there is abundance in the land. And by the time she realized what was happening to her, she was already empty. She carried. God had mercy on her and dashed her roots. Because of course, it wasn't her fault. It was Elimelech, the head, that carried her there. Why they smile now? Food for thought for men. But when you go die, you go die. The woman go stay. She go marry another person. Hello? So when you are thinking and making decisions as the head, I am the head of the house. So what I say, you will do. You will do. She will do. But God will know how to preserve her. Now you go carry the curse. Elimelech died. His two seeds died as well. Naomi was preserved and find her way into the genealogy of Jesus. Food for thought. Food for thought. The people she came back to meet were looking well fed, protected by God. And I told them, I said, when God is disciplining you, or he puts you in a place of discipline, he preserves you with his glory. It will be painful, but you'll be looking fresh. You'll be looking beautiful. You might be starving, no food to eat, no water to drink, but you will not die. Because eventually what sustains human life is not food and water. What sustains you is the breath of God. That is what Elimelech forgot. He forgot. He thought without food, his family will perish. He went to the land. There was food there. There was water there. But he still died. What killed him? Running away from discipline. So when you run away from discipline of God, I told them that the result is death. Spiritual death. Sometimes something will die in your life. Physically, financially, maritally. Something will die. But death will not be far from you when you run away from the discipline of God. But when you embrace discipline, that's why the Bible said, if you go forward, it says, if the Father of spirits disciplines you, you will truly live. You will truly, he didn't even say live, he said you will truly live. Your living is in the discipline of God. The essence of your life is from the discipline of God. If God disciplines you, you will live. You will not just live a life, you will live fulfilled. You will live happy. You will have peace. You might not have all the things you need in the world, but I can tell you that peace will never lack in your life. I am a testament to that. I'm a testament to that. When I look at how peaceful my life is, I don't think I deserve it. I don't think I deserve it. But guess what? I was telling them my story on Tuesday. I stayed in a church where the pastor looked at me and called me a winch in the entire congregation of people. We were many. He didn't just call me a witch, he called me rebellion. He called me a bad egg and asked me out of the church never to return. I stood up, hesitant to leave. He asked ushers to throw me out. But I came back the next day. It was service day, I came back. I came back. And when he saw me, he smiled. Begin to pray. Ask the Lord to help you. The simple prayer is, Lord, help me to accept your discipline. It's a simple prayer. God desires disciplined children. He He says, the child that I love. That is why Jesus is the beloved of God. He's the beloved of God because he was caused beyond human reason. God took and